Hi everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here to chat. So, just like the title says, and we're going to just put together some cards, part of the Simplicity series. Again, just grab that favorite 6x6 paper pad or any spare paper, pattern paper that you have, or maybe it's just your solid cardstock. I'm going to show you to mat it, and that's all we need to create cards. We can add our sentiments later if we want. But there is something that I wanted to talk about here and let you guys know what I mean as the new adventure that I'm actually taking on and why I'm taking that on and how it all came about. So this is going to be a Gabby video. This is probably going to be a long video. I'm going to be cutting paper so you get to hear that awesome noise. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. So if you don't like Gab, turn the volume off. Then you don't have to hear me. You'll just see my hands going like this. But you'll still be able to see putting cards together just using paper. Keep it simple. So let's do the normal things. So when we make our cards, there's just so much out there when it comes to the paper crafting world. Stamps, dyes, inks, blending brushes, foams, and pens, and markers, and watercolors, and color pencils. The list can go on, and it's very easy. I got myself trapped into it because you have to have everything. You know, we've got to have all of that, because if I have that, my piece is going to look exactly like the person I'm watching. And I call those people that I watch the experts. They are the people that I learned from, that helped me to grow. It took me time to break away from that and to get comfortable into my style and realize, okay, I don't need everything, even though I still suffer from the I must have every color syndrome. There's groups out there. I'm gonna find them. And we all do that, and that's okay. I mean, that's absolutely okay. But we can just create cards that are simple to make. It doesn't mean that it limits their beauty. It limits their magnificentness. It also doesn't take away that they are still your art that you are creating. You are taking a piece of paper and turning it into something. You have to understand that. And wow, are we having one heck of a wicked storm right now. Just a little side note. So I am hoping, fingers crossed, my power stays on, because this is wicked. Really do wish my window wasn't in front of all of this to watch. Okay. So just by letting your paper do the work for you, you are creating art. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to break down this pad. It hurts because it is double-sided. This is a pad by Mind's Eye. It's called Blush. I do not know if it's still available. It may be. This was actually part of a Simon Says kit about 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years ago, and I fell in love with it and just had to have a piece of the paper pad, the complete paper pad. And of course, yeah, I still got it. So we're just going to break this down. So again, you're going to hear my cutter paper sounds, all right, because I just can't, break that out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this in half, just so that I can look at the paper. Okay, so, and now I'm going to Gab. So you'll be able to watch what I'm doing here, to just get a grasp. And plus it gives me something to do. I did think about going live with this, but guys, I am just not a live person. I get nervous. You know, see my hands. So, and plus I love this because of the colors. I love the blues, it's either copper or rose gold through this. So this paper really does a lot for you. Okay, so my new adventure. All right, so I had made mention of it in a previous video, and that was the one where I was showing my version of a bullet style journal, and what I'm doing in that, and how we're going to stretch our supplies, and just be creative in that. So, and what I mentioned was I have started, and I've actually already started, and bless her heart, I've already got 1 subscriber in there. I'm still, you know, building it, put the things in there. It's a Patreon account. So one of the things, and one of the reasons, one of the things that YouTube allows is to get you creative, to get you into your rooms or your craft spaces and to have fun with it. You know, be creative. Create what you want when it comes to paper. Now, one of the things that concerns me when it comes to just having the one vessel, I hope I can do 2 things at once, is the fact that you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. So I'm putting everything here on YouTube. So like I also have a website, I have a shop, and all these things I'm talking about will be linked down below. Okay. So I started out on Etsy. So created my first shop there, did all of that. Something happened, closed it down. But I always started there to sell some of my items. So I take a pad, back to this real quick. I take a pad, I split it because there's usually 2 of each design or more. And now I'm just going to create my backgrounds. And this is where I'm just going to look to say, okay, you know what, this is a softer background. I want to go with this one. And I'm going to create 4 1/4 by 5.5 panels. So I don't know if I should continue to do that, but I'm going to anyway. So then what I realized is what would happen if something would happen to my shop and actually I'm going to cut these 4 by 5 1/4 on Etsy and I was shut down. I would have to scramble and create another avenue. So I started my website. And put my items there that are available. Now, there are 2 different things. Again, I'm working through my Etsy store and I'm doing a lot of changes. I'm hoping this one's going to be a lot quieter. So I have the 2 avenues because no one can shut down my website unless the internet says it's inappropriate, which it's not. Okay, so I have more ability there. The other thing that you have when it comes to YouTube is one of the things that I truly want to do and what I enjoy is teaching. Yeah, this is a little quieter. I honestly do enjoy teaching, and that's what my goal has always been, is to teach. Teach new techniques, teach new ideas, stretch out your supplies so that you can get more for the items that you have taken the time to pay for. Which I think is, you know, a good thing. Let's stretch those supplies. And that's what Patreons going to do. It is a vessel to teach. So what I've done is I've activated it, and the focus there, so YouTube is not going to change. My channel here is not going to change for you guys. All right. So please, nobody stress. Oh my God, she's changing. No, she's not. She is not changing anything. You're going to get your same videos here. Series that I may have started are going to continue here. And all of that goodness. However, what is shown on Patreon, there will be some differences. And I have multiple levels. So you have the ability to choose what your level is going to be. So how exactly, what is Patreon? How does it work? How does it function? Patreon is a way for you. I've had some people say, you know, oh, I'd love to subscribe to you. I've had people email me, hey, haven't you thought about doing this? And all of that fun stuff. So it's a way for you guys to basically, yes, you are supporting, you are paying a monthly fee to access or for access to specific videos and videos that are exclusive for the most part on Patreon. And that is what I'm looking to do. All right, to have that available for everyone. Now, when it comes to the levels, so if you might be one of those people, you know what, I'd love to support her, but you know what, times are tough and da-da-da-da-da. That's fine. Again, this is, nobody has to, nor will they be forced to do this, because as I said, the YouTube channel is staying here. It's not going to change. When it comes to any of the content that I provide and so forth, there's going to be series that are coming up that I'm thinking about as well. But I wanted to be able to provide more class type tutorials. So let's go through the tiers, because I'm starting to ramble and I'm starting to repeat myself. So let's not do that. So I have 4 tiers that are available. Now I'm going to grab my notes. I'm going to have these off to the side here. So, and I'll have pictures come up at the end of what the page will look like. And of course, it'll be linked down below. So the first tier is called Grab Some Paper. All right, and what this tier is going to get you, it is $2 per month. So it is a total of $24 a year. At least that's how that would work itself out. Let's see, where do I want to go on this one? I really want to go this way on this one. And what you get is, so you've been seeing those Be Calm videos that I have been showing. I'm going to take 1/4 inch off on this side. So those videos will come over, so they'll be available in there. I'm trying to make them ad-free. I don't know if it works or not. So eventually, once I figure it out, because again, I'm still learning this whole process. So please bear with me. I'm building it, even though I'm live. So please, be kind. I'm just saying, be kind. And now I'm going to save these and put these off to the side because I'll use those scraps at some point. And you're also going to get a patron exclusive video, meaning it's only going to be shown on Patreon, and it's going to be a card video, a card tutorial, like I would show here. Now, the difference between here and in Patreon, the videos that are exclusive in Patreon are not going to be sped up. They're going to be really long and lengthy, but they're going to be true tutorials, similar to what this is, where you're actually watching me do something. Okay, not right now, but I'm getting there. But you're going to be able to watch the full process, and I'm going to talk through that process. So you'll be able to grab what you want. You'll be able to craft with me if you want, or if you want to learn that technique, you'll be able to follow along to grab what you have, and so forth. So they're going to be longer tutorials, they're going to be lengthy, and they're going to be non-edited. Unless I should walk away, forget to turn off the video like I do, I will cut that out, of course. I would not keep that in there. All right, so that's the type of video. So you're going to get one of those per month, along with the 2 Be Calm videos. I do one every week, or I'm going to be starting one every other week on my YouTube channel. And that's still going to just have the music. It's going to be calm. I actually remove the ads because why have an ad? It would break your calmness. So you will see those 2 videos and a Patreon exclusive video once a month. So that is what you'll get in the first tier. Again, $2 per month. And that was my cat. In the next tier, now the solid colors, I always choose solid colors to go with these. I've chosen my favorite craft from Recollections and some ivory to really pull out that cream just a little bit. I thought they were good. Gray would look absolutely gorgeous with this, whether it's a light gray or a dark gray as well. I wouldn't go with black. I think black would just set off the colors, but these are neutral, so keeping those neutral as well. And I'm just going to take one of each of these sheets and cut 4 1/4 by 5.5 panels. Okay, so let's go into our next level. Our second level is called Get Inky. This level is $5 per month, so $60 per year. Now here, you're going to get everything that's in the previous tier. So the for one exclusive video and the Be Calm videos. But here, though, you're also going to receive another Be Calm video on top of the 2 that you will already have access to. You're also going to have access to another card tutorial video, full length, no editing, and all of that fun stuff. Am I cutting these right? See what happens when I gab? Oh my God. Okay, we're just going to go with it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So in tier 2, $5 a month, you're going to get a total of 3 exclusive Patreon videos. All right, meaning they're not going to show on YouTube. All right, they are only going to show in my Patreon. Now, on my Facebook page, my business page, I will show sneak peeks on what those videos are going to be. So if you're interested, link up into my Facebook page and you'll get sneak peeks there. Okay? So again, 3 exclusive videos and then the 2 other Be Calm videos as well. I'm also having a third tier. Now this tier is $12 per month. So that would be a total of $144 for the year. Now the same thing as this one, you're going to get everything in the previous 2 tiers. So 3 exclusive Patreon videos and then the 2 Be Calm videos that you'll see here. But in this tier, you're going to get yet another exclusive video. But for that card tutorial video, you are going to be able to choose what the topic is. Because on the first day of every month, there's going to be a poll that I create. And you will get to vote on what that topic is going to be. So you get to choose in the third tier of what you are going to see as a card tutorial. All right, so something just a little bit different. All right. So again, $12, and now you have a total of 4 exclusive videos, because we go 1 in the 1, we go 2 in the 2, and now we're adding 1 more into the 4th. So now you have a total of 4 exclusive Patreon videos for $12, and plus a poll. You get to vote on it. There is one more tier, and that one's called, I'm sorry, I don't think I said what the 3rd tier was called, and that's called Add More Color. All right. The 4th and final tier is called It's Art. Okay? Because that's what it is. It's art. So here we have, yes, yet another exclusive video. All right. And then you're going to be connected to all the 3 previous tiers. So 5 exclusive videos. Okay. Now you also will have a poll in this level as well. Now that poll will come out on the first day of each of the calendar year's quarter. All right, so this is actually going to start in July. All right, so in July, you're going to have a poll, and what that poll is going to choose, or what you're choosing in that poll is what your full-length class tutorial will be on. Now, when I say a class tutorial, so a card tutorial is just like this, where I'm pulling out some products, I'm explaining them, going real quick, I'm showing you the different, techniques. For a class tutorial, so let's say it's on colored pencils. If that's on colored pencils, then I'm going to go into detail about the colored pencils. I'm going to talk about the way you can blend about colored pencils. I'm going to go into a lot of detail about the paper, what type of paper you should be using, and all of that. So very much in depth. This will be an extremely long video. We're looking 4 hours, 5, possibly 6, and you're going to be able to break them down. So it's just like if you signed up for a class, all right? That's what you're going to get. Now, you are going to have access to 4 of those a year. So 4 tutorials that you get to vote on per year. That is what that is how I've set up my Patreon account for right now. Now, what do I mean by for right now? What I mean is these levels are going to change. And I want that one like that as well. And here's what I mean by those levels changing. I am not at this time, excuse me, looking to add 1 more level. Down the road, I may think about that. Okay, that may come into play. We're going to use glue because it's quieter. I may do that down the road. Okay, and what I'm thinking about, if I do add that tier, that is going to pull in live. That's going to pull in live sessions. Okay, you still only see my hands. But to be able to interact in that type of a setting. But again, having a full class tutorial experience. That is not being put in there right now. I am still learning this program. Okay? Very much so. So bear with me when it comes to this, but I think this is, I have 2 avenues to get people to be creative, to have fun with the supplies that they have, create what they want to create, and learn a technique that they want to learn. That's what Patreon is going to allow me to do. Yes, I can do that on YouTube. And I will continue to do that. However, YouTube's a little different, okay, when it comes to these. But the Patreon allows for a longer access to get those details. And those are the extras that are going to come in. Hopefully, you all will take this journey with me. But again, I can't say enough. It's up to you. If you want to, that is fine. What my ultimate goal is to keep the levels the way that they are. I really don't want to add another one because I'm sure it would confuse me. But be able to add the rewards as we continue through. You kind of have an understanding as to why I'm doing this. Again, I love to teach. I love to show new ways to do things, new ways to stretch what we have. But yes, there is another reason. I would love, this is my pathway and will help to support. You guys would actually be supporting me with the equipment that we need to do these videos, and that comes with whether it's cameras, whether it's lighting. Right now I use my phone, which does a great job, and I'm very happy with it. But I'd like to upgrade that to a camera. There are software components that I have to maintain. And they have a monthly fee to them. So there's all of these things that we have that we've got to hold and carry through to be able to do this. So it can get extremely costly. And sometimes it's difficult to maintain those without your support. Now, you all knew I was going to do that, right? Just saying. Okay, so I'm going to have to pull in the other trimmer because no. Okay. See, never fear, because we're going to do this. I'm just going to put this here. Put a thin line. See how we just fix things? This is my straight edge. I'm going to put this here. And then I'm going to line that up onto my mat. So now I know it's straight. And then I'll be able to cut this. See, we can fix anything. So it can get costly, and this does take time. So my ultimate dream, second, and honestly second, to teach, to get you guys being creative, is to be able to do this full time. I would love to be able to do that on a regular basis. So you guys would actually be supporting me in that. In that goal, in that dream. And for that, there is not enough thanks that could be given to anyone. So I tore that because it looks like brush strokes. Because now we can just take that and put that there. So that honestly is secondary to get you guys training. But I did do a lot of research, and boy, I was scouting all of the other wonderful YouTubers that are on there. You know, so whenever I would watch somebody, if I saw a Patreon account, I would go look and say, okay, what are they doing, and how does this work, and how does this go, and all of that. But again, please know that I am still learning this. I have just launched this account. So I'm still tweaking and adding things to it. So again, the link will be down below, and I do hope you join me. I've got some great ideas. Now, when you go there, I've got this, I've got one subscriber or member in there already. Thank you so much. And yes, down the road, as we build, I'm going to be giving you guys some shout outs and to say thank you. No brand names, just names, here on my YouTube channel. It's just another way to say thank you. You know, you kind of look at that, you say, okay, but it's a nice way to say thanks, because you're taking that time to do that, which is wonderful. There are some great creators on there, and I do encourage you to hunt around and look at others, because there's so much inspiration there as well. So that's my big announcement. Again, long, chatty, Gabby. But I do hope you'll join me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You are seeing this on May 1st. So there's going to be a lot of things going in there. Hopefully, I will have all of the things that I wanted to get posted in there posted. But again, it takes time to build. And I'm in the process of doing that. But I want you guys to be part of the building. You know, I may sneak a couple things in there just because it's not listed that you have a poll. I think all levels are going to have a poll on what they would like to see. Because again, it's yours. It's so that you can learn and get those full details. But I can't stress enough, long videos, long, stretched out like this. There won't be voiceovers unless they're being pulled over from YouTube. But again, the YouTubes are not being pulled over into there except the BComs, the two that are shown on YouTube. And there's nothing from Patreon that's going to be pulled over into the YouTube. All right, so let's get back to this. So you can see I'm just making some bases. These are this is a very different card pack, to say the least. I'm going to use my scissors now and just attempt. If I don't have a straight line, I am fine with that. That's why I do like to use, though, long shears. That helps me to get a straight line. So, yeah. Now, you're all probably sitting there saying, okay, well, what will we get here? Okay, well, I'm going to give you a hint on what's coming up here. So I get a lot of emails, and when I view the comments, which I love viewing the comments, I love answering your questions. Hopefully I am helpful when it comes to all of those. But I get a lot of questions on, basics, card making basics, well, what type of paper do you use for this? And what type of paper do you use for that? And what does this ink do? And what does this do? Because again, there is just so much out there in this sphere of card making. And it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It is awesome. But so much. There is just so much. So what I am actually going to be starting, I haven't quite figured out the name. So maybe down below, you can help me come up with a name for it. So Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, a long time ago, she created something that was called Stamp School. And let me tell you what, that was one of the vessels that got me going into all of this. So what I want to put together is like a, again, like a card making school. So I'm going to go over paper and the different types and what they're used for and how you can use them and opinions on a good quality and how you can use, but again, I never find a bad paper. Yeah, there is no such thing as a bad paper for me. I'm going to be very honest with you. So yeah, I doubt you'll ever see that. But to go through and to talk about the weights and why I use this paper and why I use this paper, when do I pull this paper in, and those types of ideas, then that would be one video. So these are going to be long videos. Again, Gabby. Then the next one, I'll probably talk about, I had my list and I don't have it near me. I have it all broken down already. Inks. We're going to talk about the different inks. Now, I can only talk about inks that I have, you know, of course, in my stash. I'll make mention of others, of course, but to talk about why this ink, what does this ink do if you put that ink on? What does this do if you do this to this ink? And so forth. So that's what, now, see how you're hearing me go, no. So that's what we're going to do when it comes to that. And then the next one, I'm going to talk about tools specifically, and then die cutting. I mean, I think it's like a 15 segment series that I came up with. Will we eventually get into cards? Absolutely. Because at the end of this series, it's going to be techniques. So there's like 5 techniques that I came up with. Maybe there's a technique that I'm missing here. So one of those videos is going to be about layering stamps. And again, that's the only thing that we're going to do. So lots of cards using layering stamps from multiple companies. Then there's going to be a video using embossing folders. Then there's going to be a video using embossing powder. Now that's actually before. So the techniques, let's see. I should try to find my list, actually, because then I could really, I have it here. Okay, so it's a total of 15 videos. And the first one is going to be about paper. We're going to talk about ink. We're going to talk about stamps. We're going to talk about dyes, then embossing. So that's embossing powders. Then we're going to talk about ways that you can color your images. So it's going to talk about pencils, watercolor, alcohol markers, watercolor pencils, dye inks, all of that stuff. Using re-inkers, all the different ways that you can color your stamps. Then we are going to go into stencils. Then we're going to go into embossing folders. I'm just going to flip through these because I need to have more of this one. Then we're going to go into the techniques. So right now, if I missed something on the card making side, then let me know. So the techniques I'm going to focus on are layering, and that's going to include also just stamps and stencils when it comes to that layering portion. I'm going to put in mixed media, and yes, that's also going to come back in on the YouTube channel as well. It's also going to have cardstock. What we're doing right here, just talking about the different cardstocks, getting into pattern papers, and so forth. We are going to then also get into die cutting, that's going to, you know, look at all, you know, die cutting techniques, tips and tricks. And that's what these technique videos are going to have. Interactive. Yes, I'm going to get involved into an interactive card because those of you that know me, I get very nervous with interactive cards. Very, very nervous. Very nervous. We're also going to do shaker cards. All kinds, different shapes. We're going to have fun with them. Again, we're going to get creative with that concept. And then the last technique is what you can do with all of this paper. Very much so. So you saw I had a video where I did a 12 by 12 scrapbook. Again, it's another way to stretch our dies. I just started another series, you know, to bullet journal my way or your way. Again, we always don't have to do what we see with all of those bullet journals. They're beautiful. But again, honestly, I think it takes the time it takes to do all that. I'd never have anything done. So that's what I'm looking at. If there's a technique that I missed, remember, that's a technique where we're going to create the cards. Or if there is an element in card making that I missed, put it down below and let's add to this. It's going to be your school. And again, that's going to be on YouTube. So again, nothing is going to change when it comes to this side. So, okay. So I've gabbed enough about all of that. But I do hope that you will join me. Again, it is your choice. You do not have to. And please, nobody stress. You know, nothing's going to change here. We're not going to lose anything here. When it comes to, you know, our ideas, I still look at this the same way. And I do believe that this is your channel as well, so that you can learn when it comes to all of these things. So you can see, back to this. So yay, oh my goodness, we're already at 42 minutes, but that's okay. What I've proven here, and what I'm pretty proud of, is I can talk and make cards at the same time. That's funny. It was a little scary there for a little bit. I'm just saying. All right, now this one I actually want to come down like that. Now, you can see here the only thing that I measure, okay, and I know I get asked these questions a lot. You know, what's the measurement on this? For these, I just don't measure. I know this is a 2x2 square, and I just put it onto the paper, as you can see. And then I just cut, you know, the border around it. I do not focus, oh my God, this has to be matchy-matchy. Now, if this is a 2-inch square and you want a border, I would either cut it 2 1/8 if I want a thin border by 2 1/8 for this solid color, or 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then you have an 1/8 going all the way around. I just don't worry about the measurements when it comes to the top. I just start cutting and stripping and all of that. Now, during these 42 minutes, I can't count as I'm talking. So we're at 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So far we are at 12. And again, I'm only making the tops. I do pack these away. And what I actually do is when I pack these away, if I bundle them up, I'll bundle these up just like this for sale. I do put card backing, you know, standard A2 size card bases on these. All right, and then this would be a pack of note cards, and then you can make them anything that you want. Or for me, since this kind of is like my style here, I will put these away, and then as I need a card, I'll quick slap it on a base and stamp a sentiment somewhere, or stamp something inside, or write something inside. So it's great to just have that sitting there available. Okay, let's see. What else can we create here? I want to try to use up my scraps before I go in. That's a lot of rose gold. Just saying. Oh, hearts. No. Oh, okay. No, I like that. So have fun with your cardstock. You know, just, you gotta have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, then I need to get you to have fun with your cardstock. I also want to point out that I have not used any vintage photo. I'm just saying. You gotta have fun. You've got to enjoy. And be comfortable with what you do. It's, again, yes, I say you do not need all of the fancy tools. And here I am, who is one that's a sucker for all the tools. Although, you know what? I'm getting better. Maybe. I guess I should cut this down to be a card base, shouldn't I? Oh, God, I'm funny. Oh, my goodness. Again, you just need cardstock. Just need pretty cardstock. Just need solid cardstock. And have fun with it. Because again, everything that I'm doing here, let me make sure. Well, look at that. That came out to be exactly 4 1/4. Aren't we scary? See how we can just be amazed at ourselves? Okay. Again, art is something created from nothing. Piece of paper, yes, is considered nothing. Because on its own, it is a piece of paper. But we can do so much with that piece of paper. Now, you all know, for those of you who see my video, you know what I'm going to do now. So we can cut it, we can rip it, we can tear it, we can ink it, we can crumble it, we can stamp it, we can paint on it, we can do all of these wonderful things. And just by doing those things, we get art. Taking a piece of paper and just splattering it with something. You never know what you're going to get. But take the time to see what you're going to get. Take that time. Oh, I thought something for our school. Ink blending. Maybe I'll have that one after ink. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that panel is centered. Oh, and I thought of another one. Adhesives. I gotta write these down. Hold on, let me write these down. Okay, so adhesives and ink blending. I'm gonna put the ink blending down into the techniques, and then the adhesives up in the beginning. Here we go. Okay, let's see here. What we got? Do I have... No, I don't. I love that one just for the face of it. So again, I store these on their own. I don't put them on card bases. I don't put them on a card base until I know it's going to become an actual card. If I'm holding these, you know, for myself. And then I think this, I'm just going to trim that. Let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. And I'm going to tear this side. And I'm going to make it a little more wavier. I've started to be able to tear straight. It's amazing. So, all right, let's see, where are we at? We are at 50 minutes. So I am going to get this piece glued down, and then we're going to stop. You'll see the pictures of all of these on my Facebook page. That's where I also post everything there as well, and there's more pictures there. So I encourage you, if you're curious, if you're on the fence, you know, about the Patreon account and what could possibly be going up on there, you know, it doesn't cost you anything to go on to my Facebook page, to like it, to subscribe to it, or follow it, whatever that term is. See, I'm horrible when it comes to social media. These are all the cards that we made. And then maybe that would help you make a decision, because those I will be posting there for all of that, and you'll be able to see all of these pictures on there as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 cards that we did in less than an hour. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. It's also great. I know a lot of you donate your cards, which I think is absolutely wonderful. This would be a great way to do that as well, if you are a paper hoarder. All right. So I hope to see you on the other side within the Patreon account as well. Again, everything will be linked down below. My Facebook page, the Patreon. I also have a group, and I'm starting to build things in there to get you guys creative, you know, get you sketches, give you challenges. I do a Facebook Live, which I'm slowly turning. I do a Facebook Live once a month just to talk with everybody, answer your questions, and I just get people motivated in there. And you can also see other creators and what they are creating as well. So, yeah, kind of been a little bit busy. So, again, hope to see you at the different places. I look forward, though, to seeing you on the Patreon account, and seeing what wonderful things we can teach each other over there. Guys, have a great day. I thank you if you stuck in this long for this video. I truly do appreciate it. And I am truly thankful and appreciative for all of my subscribers here at YouTube. I started this journey close to 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years in, I say, the end of August, technically the beginning of September. And I cannot say thank you by hitting that button. That helps my channel as well, so that I can reach more people. So I cannot say thank you enough. There's no amount of words that would ever be enough for that. So, as I always say, continue to smile, continue to laugh, continue to enjoy what you do. That is the best part. Know you create art. But as always, remember what's most important to me. Always be creative. Till next time, guys. Take care.